What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Milton on the rock. Yeah, where y'all at? There's a lot of stuff to get to. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, so you get notified when I'm posting a video. When I upload videos, things are about to come new. I'm about to get new cameras, new laptop, so it'll be better viewing of for as better view of light and stuff. So I'm prepared to get new stuff. Don't mind me because I look rough. Um, there's a lot of stuff to get to. A lot of stuff to get bases and stuff to get to. Let's talk about life. We can talk about life. I was at a point of my life where though I was going to, give up and going through my childhood. When I was younger, I lost my father at a young age. Me and my sisters, well, most of my brothers and sisters, we lost our fathers at a young age. Um, I don't know how old was my sisters, but me and my two sisters, I was like 9 or 10. My sister was like 3 or 4. Um, it was a struggle, for me to lose someone that I really, not too much admire, but to with though I really, in a way, I had, wish that my father would have, did a lot better when I was younger, since I was a baby. Um, he was there to the most point. Don't get me wrong, he was there, like he was on and off. Um, I struggled with that for years. Um, as time processed, I was going through a lot. Um, I had anger problems, depression, all that stuff. When I was young, I tried to, kill myself, threaten to kill myself because because back in my head was like I was thinking like it wasn't worth living because in a sense when I was younger I didn't understand what was going on. I like kind of knew, but I kind of didn't know because I was young. Um, so that's where my depression comes in. Um, like some people that love their fathers or their loved ones at a young age, and till now, like I understand like what they're going through, for as losing a loved one, because it's very hard to swallow a hard pill when you want that person to stay in your life, to live long. But I know that God has a plan, and He allowed us to go through things to get over things. Well, he allowed us to ability to go through stuff, to go through a test with though testing our faith, if I'm not mistaken, or if I'm not wrong. But it's kind of, I don't know how to explain this, but it's kind of hard to go through life without a mother, without a father. And some people that lost a loved one, as far as a mother and father, that they can understand or they feel the pain. Um, so when I lost my father, nobody couldn't tell me what to do, and my depression. I get very angry when people talk about my father. Um, there was times when I threatened my mother That's when I went to foster care for like I think for a month or two. Um, get rehabilitated or far as getting help that I needed, and it really helped me grow up or get better understanding, like things not gonna go my way at all. So after that, I the family that I went to, I loved them. Like they was like my second family. Um, we had a lot of I had a lot of fun with them, but it's not the same as being home with with your parents. Because I showed both sides respect. Um, I showed them respect. I love them as I love my mother and my family. Um, that time process, I went through therapy, psychiatrist. Um, they gave me medicine to control, what was really wrong with me. Um, I don't really thought that I really, need to take medicine, but in a way, they just trying to help me to cope and to calmness, was though I'm not, depressed as much or angered that much. I'm like so much calm and cooler than I was. And I've been going through that since I started when I was 10 all the way up to I was like 16 when I went to high school. Um, it's been, a struggle. It's been, hard for me, but time comes along. I got better. Makes sense. I got better. Like I wasn't thinking like I used to, thinking to harm myself or harm other people. Um, I've realized like people value their life long I value my life, and that's what I really learned was to value life as it is, because you're not going to have people gonna like you for who you are or they gonna dismiss who you is. Um, but you gotta accept that, and that's what I did. I learned how to accept it. Like one thing I learned, people is gonna talk about you. They're gonna talk about your family. They're gonna talk about your mother, your father. I understand that, but when it came to my father, I really, take it as much as others. Like, okay, they talk about my father. Oh wow, me, I just didn't want people to talk about anybody. I don't care you, my mother, my father, my sisters, my brother, my cousins, my aunties, uncles. I don't let nobody talk about them. Um, but I learned how to cope in that situations. I learned how to walk away instead of staying there building my anger and depression at the same time and then just go off. Um, and then the other thing is, as I get older, I went through school. Um, People talked about me in school. I still kept my head up. I still went to school, get my education because I'm not there to make friends. I was there to get an education. Um, my brother was the first person actually got his diploma. Then it was me, my sisters, my brothers. I don't know about my two sisters, but I know my baby brother went to Job Corps and got his GED because he was almost in a similar situation, but his father was still alive, and his father really he was in and out of my mother's life, but he went through ADHD and anger problems. Um, because he felt though like to me when I looked at him it was just like nobody really didn't understand his pain. He felt like nobody wasn't there for him, but he had his brothers and sisters back him up and support him. But he really wanted somebody as far as a mother figure and a father figure to play that role. My mother been there. We struggled when we was young. We wasn't rich. We wasn't that poor, but we was managed to get by through life. Um, we managed to pay bills. At that time, my my grandfather moved in with my mother when I was younger. I think I was in elementary when my grandfather moved in with my mother. Um, I love my grandfather. Don't get me wrong, I love him to death. Um, every time, before my grandfather moved in, that's what, all the situations and when I was going through. Before my grandfather moved in. And then my grandfather gives me all these long talks and motivation. That's why I get when I was younger, that's where I got my most motivations through my grandfather. My grandfather, when I looked at my grandfather, I looked at him as my father because he'll correct me quick in a hurry. He'll let me know when I'm doing wrong. He not scared to open his mouth and say, "Hey, what's going on with you, Milton? You know better." He punished me. He like my grandfather. He never try. He tried not to lay his hands on people, like on his kids. When I hear stories about my my aunts and my uncles, they tell stories like my grandfather never put their hands on. He's like the father. Like I'm not gonna put my hands on my kids. That's a no. He gonna do something else that gonna hurt you is verbally, but not physically. So I tell my family this story, and they be down there like, "Wait a minute, that's not granddad. That's not my daddy." But my grandfather always tried not to go that route, but when you know we push his buttons, he not scared of like go get that belt. We'll go get it because I was scared of my grandfather. So at that time, it was like it wasn't CPS laws forcing parents to raise their kids the way they want to raise the kids, not what we want or how we want to raise our kids. And that's where a whole lot of people get that mistake and get it wrong because it's our kids. We raise our kids where we want to raise our kids. If our kids is out of line, we have the rights to put them back in place. But when they talk about child neglect and abusing the child, it's totally different. Punishing your child is one thing. Abusing and neglecting your child is another. Um, when I got older, I remember when I was 17, 18. I was 8 yeah, I was 18. I was in school and then I left that school, went to Test College. Um I was living with my sister at the time. She allowed me to babysit my nieces and nephews. I love my nieces and nephews to death. Sometimes they get on my nerves, but I love them to death. Um, it was one time. I don't know why I'm telling the story. Like this story time is like my documentary. Like for his me going started from the bottom and then work my way up. Like I done had nothing. Now working up, have two kids. Um, I see why how our parents was raising us. It's not really easy. It wasn't. It's not easy to raise a child. But when you get help, like my son, me and the mother, we take turns of taking care of him. So he ain't nothing to worry about. When it comes to my daughter, she don't have nobody but me. She don't have. I already say that she don't have a mother figure to look up to. She goes through her stages with though like I need a mother, and to see that it really bothers me. It hurts that knowing that her mother don't really care about her or worries about her is heartbreaking and it hurts. Um, Back to the story. I was 18, babysitting my niece and nephews. That one of their friends, well, they played with that. They had a whole lot of friends around there. It was one particular person that tried to, I don't know if they didn't like me or what, um, because I didn't allow my niece and nephews bring no friends over the house or let them come in. That's why I keep it like, y'all got to get out of here. They can't have no company in the house. So they got upset and got mad. I don't know the depths of the story, what the girl told her parents. Um, when I was, after my sister came home, her mother assaulted me. I'm like, what's going on? Like, she went off and said, you raped my daughter, this and that, I'll call the police. I ended up getting going to jail until it took them like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. I've been locked up. Um, they closed the case because they found out the girl was lying. The judge sent right through her like, you don't sit there and lie. And then they found out the parents were lying about her age. Then I could I could have sued Baltimore City Police Department for falsely imprisonment, but I was young. I didn't know, for as lawsuits. I didn't really worry about it. It was really wasn't doing that job. So that's where I get my trust, issues. Because I don't really trust nobody. That's where I get my trust issues from. Because females lies about certain stuff. And I question it like, is you really that person or is you the other person? Or you really that age or you're not that age? So I'm on the boundary of trying to figure people out. But if you're lying or you're not lying. Um, After that, I think a year later I got a job at McDonald's. Um, it was a okay job to be a starter. No, my first job was Wendy's when I was 16. I quit that job because I didn't get paid for working. So I quit because I'm not gonna sit there and work all them hours, certain amount of hours, work Monday through Friday and sometimes weekends, and then I don't get paid. My second job was my internship. I love the internship. I started that when I was 17. Um, Left school at 12 o'clock noon because I did my major class first. And like I told my cousin, it's so funny. I told my cousin, like, well, let's start, do all our major class first. That's very important. Our math, English, social studies, um, science, and history. Hold on.
Wow. Can I have a little bit of what y'all brought today or not?
All right, hold on.
Huh? Can I have some?
Yeah, you can.
I'll look at this shit. I got serious cereal. Oh my God. What you do? Just put these in the microwave?
Yeah.
That's where y'all spend y'all money. The question is this. You owe me 40, right? You want to put it in the food?